good for y'all to see me and all. Apologize. Let's see what I can do. Ah, there we go. It's better. Double check the chat. There we go. Alright, guys. Just want to discuss the severe weather possibility again. And nothing has changed with the outlook so far with the day 4 outlook. And whoever's trying to ask me about some global thing, please stop it. Um, Hang on, let me share this video right quick. Copy the link. Okay. Alright, there we go. Hopefully they'll leave me alone. I'm trying to do a live video. So I'm trying to talk about some global thing, and I'm not into that. I'm not even, that's not even important right now, but as I was saying before I was interrupted, um, um, nothing has changed with the day 4 outlook. If I mentioned day 5 earlier, I apologize. I meant to say day 4. It was on the day 5 outlook yesterday, and then it's day 4 now. But nothing has changed with the outlook. Got just about almost all of Alabama and Mississippi and Tennessee and Arkansas and Missouri, perhaps even Florida and maybe Louisiana, and all in a risk for strong to severe storms. That again is possible. Um, I've heard different things, especially the threats. I'm ignoring that person right now. Um, in fact, I can message him and tell him to leave me alone. I'm trying to discuss this business. Just call them scammers. That's exactly what they are. Alright, I'm not going to focus on that right now. Um, as I was saying, especially concerning the threats, uh, nothing has changed with that either for the time being anyway. Hopefully there'll be more specifics on it tomorrow and Friday, of course, also. But the threats for now: damaging winds, large hail, and possibly even a few tornadoes. Again, that is possible. Could that change? Yes, but that's something that we're gonna have to keep an eye on. We don't want there to be more loss of life like we had Sunday. Speaking of that, Governor Kay Ivey, has ordered all flags to be lowered at half staff out of respect for all the 23 victims that were killed in the tornado have them at half staff till March 10th or something like that, from what I recall, if I remember correct. So that's the situation right now. So the best advice I can give you right now is, number one, don't panic. It's okay to be concerned, but it's not okay to panic. Same thing with fear. It's okay to be afraid, but don't waste it being on fear all the time. Don't want to make bad decisions and all that, bad choices and decisions and stuff like that. And one thing Brad Travis was talking about on the Facebook Live that he did last night, uh, it doesn't take a bunch of tornadoes to be an April 27th event. All it takes is one. It only takes one tornado. It only takes one tornado to be coming down out of the whole state, and out of the whole state come down your street in your neighborhood to be your April 27th. So, is it going to be like April 27th? No. It's the answer to that is no. But you have to keep in mind that all it takes is one tornado out of the whole state coming down your street in your neighborhood. And if that happens, then that's your April 27th. So that's just something to keep in mind of, to think about. Um, just like what they had here, Beauregard or Beauregard. I hope I apologize if I didn't pronounce the town right. But with what happened down there Sunday, that was their April 27th. So yeah, it only took one, it was one tornado, only one. And if that one tornado out of the whole state comes down your street in your neighborhood, like I said, that's your April 27th. It only takes one. It doesn't take a whole lot of them. It only takes one. So keep that in mind. Same thing if it were damaging winds or large hail. If one of those comes down your street neighborhood, out of the whole state, comes down your street neighborhood, that's your April 27th. So that's something that needs to be thought of. Another thing you need to be thinking about is reviewing your severe weather safety plan. Know where your safe place is, and know what to do, and know where to go, and have multiple ways of receiving the warnings. That means have your NOAA weather radio on, and have a very reliable app on your phone or tablet or iPad or iPod, whatever you want to call it, or iPhone, whatever you want to call it. Make sure it's a very reliable app and is set for your current location. That way, if there's a tornado warning or severe thunderstorm warning or flash flood warning in place, and if it includes your location, you'll get the warning. If it's if it does not include your current location on the app, and it won't go off. But if it does include your location, it will go off. Of course, the weather radios, they go off countywide, and it has batteries in it, so make sure your weather radio has batteries in it. The sirens, on the other hand, do not have batteries in them. So please do not depend on the sirens. Please, with all due respect, don't depend on the sirens. There's just very few times where you could probably hear them inside, or even outside. A lot of times it's very unlikely to hear them. So the siren should be the last resort. A weather radio, some uh, very reliable weather app, and social media, Facebook, Twitter, especially Twitter, and TV, of course, and on the web, and that's the baseline and all. If I forget something about that, please let me know. Let's see, so I'm sure I'm not missing anything and all that. But anyway, um, have a readiness kit. That means in your safe place, everybody needs to wear helmets. If you don't have helmets, put pillows on, put pillows, mattresses, blankets, anything that's not metal or electrical to cover yourself, cover your head, every part of your body, and all. And that safe place is very simple. If you have a basement, if you have a storm shelter, if you have a safe room, whether it's above or underground, that's the best place to be. That is the best place to be. If you don't have any of those, it's very simple. You have a bathroom, cooler, if you don't have a basement or storm shelter or safe room, or if you're not near a community storm shelter that's nearby, same thing with basement or safe room, if none of that's nearby, if you don't have one, what you need to do is get into a small room. There'll be a bathroom, cooler, a closet, hallway that's on the lowest level, the lowest floor, near the center and away from all windows and doors, and put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. And and that's and if you don't have any of that, or if you can't get through that in time, if you're outside, get into a ditch and cover yourself up with. If you have helmets, put them on, or your arms, anything not metal or electrical, cover your head. And some of the injuries, or a lot of the injuries in the were from the tornado the other day, Sunday, were head trauma, from what I saw on Twitter and all. As far as the fatalities, I don't know. I've heard some about the buildings that were not, or there may have been people that didn't have shelter. I don't know. It was just a horrible situation. And please understand, another thing to keep in mind also when I'm telling you all this. Am I doing it? Am I doing it to scare you? No, that's not what I'm doing. I'm just trying to help you be prepared for it, and that way, hopefully, we'll not have loss of life again. That's that's very simple. Life is precious. I mean, buildings and cars and all property can all be replaced, but a life can never, ever be replaced. So please keep that in mind right now. And now, if you're in a mobile home or vehicle, you cannot stay in them. You have to get out of them. And if there's, like I said, if there's no storm shelter, if there's a storm shelter or safe room or basement nearby, and you're in a mobile home, get out of there and get to that. If none of that's available, get into a ditch and cover yourself up with helmets, blankets, pillows, mattresses, anything that's not metal or electrical to cover your head, to protect your head when you're being impacted or if you're getting impacted. There's no need to panic. There's a need to be prepared, but not to panic. This is not to scare anyone, this is to keep you prepared and informed of it. It's very simple to understand. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and end this video right now. I'll do a Facebook Live and an Instagram Live later on tonight to discuss the situation again. But just stay